1, 2, 3 sound check. Okay, it seems good on my side, so that's nice. The stream is running. It's on the green just as we like. And that means we are online and we're ready to go. So, I hope the sim is not too loud. It shouldn't be, it should be okay. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you're having a nice day. It's Friday, end of the week, weekend ahead. We're gonna have some more flying on the weekend with the Piper Chieftain. There was an update yesterday for the sounds, and they sound freaking amazing, so I'm looking forward to that. But before that, let's focus on the 737-200, because this is an airplane that I was talking for a long time already on the channel. I wanted to get it because it is a little bit less complex than, for instance, the Philly 747, and even less complex than the 720 from Shanxi, the freeware one. And I really enjoyed some of that old vintage flying with the VOR stuff and so on. So I was very excited to get this airplane, and when it came out, I didn't have the opportunity to grab it. I spoke to the developer initially so that I could perhaps get it for a release live stream, but he ended up not giving me permission, so that's completely fine. That's up to him. And once we got that extra discount of about $20, I think it was, I jumped in and I got it. And this live stream is called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly about the 737, because I really wanted to talk about some of the things of this airplane. I believe that a lot of the people in the community of X-Plane wanted to give this airplane a shot, and they also waited for it for a long time, just as me. And now that it's out, I feel like it's a little bit of a mix of feelings. And I wanted to start the live stream with this because we're right now in Colombia. We're in Bogota, FlyJSim, real time, real weather. We will be flying to Pasto. This is also a redemption stream, because if you guys watch me for a while, you know that I did this similar flight some time ago with the Tupolev 154 in Pasto, and we ran out of the runway. I'm not very proud about that, but yeah, anyway. And since then, I have this little challenge inside of my head that I have to make this flight again. So we're doing it with the 737-200. I did practice enough, so I feel like I'm somewhat comfortable with this airplane, and it's definitely much easier than the Tupolev 154. But anyway, speaking about this airplane, and I really want to set the message clear from the start, because then I'm gonna just be focused on the flight. But for those who are watching this live stream, recording, or right now, and they are thinking about purchasing this airplane, I just want to let you know that it has some problems. Like, it has quite a lot of problems, to be fair. And I would say the problems that it has, they are mostly due to the price tag, okay? I think the price tag is a little bit inflated. Again, I got it on discount for 54 euros, so that was $60, I think. Converted to euros, that got me 54 euros, and I felt a little bit, yeah, I felt a little bit weird, you know? So, couple of things. I'm running my X-Plane on medium textures, so in terms of texturing, if you think that the textures are bad, that's just my system, okay? I know that there are tricks to get it better, and they can be better, but to me the textures are just fine. However, beware, these are pretty much X-Plane 11 textures, okay? So cabin, cockpit, I do not see a lot of differences, to be fair, from videos of the X-Plane model, but honestly, that's all completely fine to me in terms of texturing. Now, what it feels a little bit weird is the lights, okay? Like navigation lights, beacon lights, landing lights are okay-ish, but those are quite low quality. In fact, so low quality that the beacon light shines inside the cabin during night. So, I don't know, but you know, $80 for an airplane where your beacon shines through the cabin, I don't know. Anyway, continuing onward, the cockpit is fine. It's actually pretty okay. I think it's pretty detailed. If you run the textures on high or maximum, it's gonna be even better. and in fact I could jump into it, but cockpit-wise I think it's perfectly okay, to be fair. Like, the instruments are all clear, I can read everything, it's very, very nice and clean and sharp. I like it. I like the windows. I like the fact that you can have dirty windows, and there is actually a detail, so it's not just like the shadow of the windows to make them darker. They're actually like, you have scratches on them and like some smudge. That is really cool and I like it. However, you can't open the window. I know it's like a small thing, but come on, it's a classic jet, it's a 737-200. Let us open the window, it's not too complicated, I guess. But yeah, so there's that. Bad lights, cockpit window doesn't open. Texturing wise, inside it's like a little bit, well, it's fine, it's just my medium settings. I would prefer to not have this option to be able to open all the window blinds and not open the overhead compartments, but for instance have a texture so that the livery would not be what is the word I'm looking for, reflected like this. But yeah, anyway, that's alright. All the doors open, and speaking of doors, the menu to open the doors is quite archaic, so you don't have a dedicated menu to load the airplane even. You have to load the airplane, like fuel, passengers, cargo, all of that has to be done through the Explain menu. You don't even have like a small menu right here where you can load your stuff. There's a menu for V-card, for V-speeds, which are somewhat useful. You can change the flap setting that you want to use here. You get your normal EPR for the takeoff, which, to be fair, I haven't noticed a lot of difference. It's usually 2.16 or 2.15. And you guys know there's a plugin out there. Not exactly a plugin, it's an add-on that sets up an EPR computer. You can have it now. There are two of them. There is the second model, which is right here, and the first model, which puts it right here. I kind of prefer the second model because it pre-selects the EPR, and it's a slightly newer model, which I like. I don't know, it just kind of looks cool, so I keep it there. So yeah, something with the EPR calculations are definitely not right. Then, speaking about, again, V-speeds and so on, I mean, this airplane is supposed to have these things that you can adjust, speed bugs. You can't do that. You can only go into the V-card, and then depending on your flap setting, you set the bugs, and then they'll set. But what if you want to set like a different speed bug so you don't forget about something on the climb mount? I don't know. That again, is it a deal breaker? No. Is it a little bit annoying for an $80 airplane? Yeah, absolutely. So there is that. Then you have the menu for the doors, which, again, like, why isn't this with the loading page, and then why is the GPU and the air card on a separate options page and not with the doors page, for instance, because it's ground services, right? Anyway, we finally get the gravel kit. That's cool. That's really nice. I can just show you up real quick if I switch it on. That's really nice. I think it's nicely modeled. It actually has the switch right here to do the gravel protect, anti-ice, whatever stuff. So we'll use that. We'll use that once we fly in some Alaskan or Canadian destinations on a later live stream. But yeah. A very good stuff. A very good point, of course, for this airplane is what they did with the box. They did the UNS, and I think that's really well done. So they do deserve the credit for that. We're not using it today because I just feel like this airplane has to be flown the old way. I want to fly the needles. I want to feel this airplane like it was, I don't know, 40 years ago. So we're not using it with the UNS today. We will not require it. Luckily here in Colombia there's plenty of VORs and still plenty of conventional navigation charts, departures, SIDs, approaches, and so on. So we'll have a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm still going with the things that are not exactly right. So I got until the speed bugs. The speed bugs are not there. There is the problem with the menus for payware airplane. This price category is not incredible. Then come the sounds. I think the sounds are fine, but I think they could be a little bit better. But like, they are fine. I have never flown a 737-200. There are some videos of 737-200s scattered across YouTube, and you can kind of get an idea of how the sound is. So yeah, I think the sound could be a little bit better, but again, it's not bad. It's fine. The engine start sequence is messed up, as well as some power settings, which apparently is an explained bug, and they're working on it. But yeah, that's messed up, and I have to mention it because you guys know I tell the truth, and even if it's an ugly truth, it's what it is right now. So there is all of that, of course. I know the autopilot has been improved, but I'm still not 100%. I don't trust it 100% once it wants to capture a VOR course. So it kind of is a little bit weird on capturing VOR courses. Maybe it's me. We'll see how it goes on this flight again. But I kind of don't trust it. I kind of have to always keep an eye on it for it to properly intercept the course. Sometimes help it with a little bit of heading. But overall, it's okay. I mean, it's pretty fine. The systems in real life are not exactly perfect. I mean, airplanes in real life as well are not perfect. They're far from perfect. You'll have plenty of deflections and deviations and whatnot, small incorrections as well. But yeah, I don't know regarding that, so take this with a grain of salt. And finally, one thing that I've noticed, you know, 737s have a pressurization panel, right, where you have to set your cruising altitude right here. This one is a maximum altitude of flight level 370, 37,000 feet, and you have to set your cabin altitude on this one, and your landing altitude as well. And the weird thing here is also, this is also a thing, the reflections. They sometimes flash on the overhead. It doesn't happen on these instruments, but it happens on the other instruments on the overhead. I don't know why. Whatever. If you set your cabin altitude, let's say 8,000 feet and flight level 300, what will happen is that the differential pressure will put you up in the yellow range, and your cabin altitude will never actually get to the value that you ask it to do. You could correct it manually, of course, switching this to manual, and then moving the switch position here, the valve position, so that you adjust manually the cabin rate. That's possible. However, this switch right here, it is super sensitive, so even if I just click it one time, it moves it basically immediately. And yeah, that's a little bit too fast. Gosha ODOB, sorry, I have this in very low res. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, this pressurization panel, to be fair, it's basically a dummy. Like, it works if you set a very high altitude, so it doesn't... So if you set like flight level 370 and you want to fly at flight level 300, you will be fine. Because the cabin altitude will then increase for whatever is the flight level 370, which is again incorrect anyway. But if you set it to the correct cruising altitude, even if you set whatever cabin altitude, like 10,000 or 13,000, it basically does absolute nothing. As well as this button right here to increase or decrease the cabin rate, it does not do anything. So basically, most of this thing is a dummy. This thing works, this thing works, this thing works. Other than that, I see literally no changes. I have reported this to them, so I hope they will work on it. All right. So the autopilot also has two options. It has a simplified and an assistant. Because I'm flying single pilot, I want to have the assistant option on. So in case we get some, I don't know, a lot of ATC or whatever, and I need to divert my attention from flying the airplane, which this thing requires basically quite a lot of time, since it doesn't have an auto throttle, I want to have the IAS mode ready in use. We will not use it today in flight, so it's completely optional to use it or not. Basically, you just don't put it into IAS and it works just as it would work without it. And yeah, that'll be basically it. And finally, to just finalize, so with all of these things, like some autopilot works, some power setting works, a pressurization panel that doesn't work, bad menus, unable to load the airplane through a dedicated menu and having an, I don't know, a tablet or some sort, not having a window, having old X-Plane 11 textures, and yeah, one thing it does really well, it does fly really nice. Like hand flown, it is fantastic. And it's really, really cool, and it's really, really nice to hand fly this airplane. It's actually probably one of the funniest, most rewarding, somewhat jets to hand fly out there. I really, really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to fly the old wide conventional VOR and DB navigation, whatnot. So, do I regret purchasing it? To be fair, even at 54 euros, I felt a little bit off. You know what this made me remind? This reminded me of BAE 146 from Just Flight. 35 euros from their store. It's exactly on the same level in terms of everything. Same textures, about the same in terms of sounds. This one flies better though, but probably that's just because they are different airplanes and different physics, a little bit different wings, etc. And that one has a loading menu because it has a very simple yet working tablet where you can put your loads, connect the GPU, set the chocks, close the doors, and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's how I felt. But that one cost 35 euros, and it, like 35 euros feels almost cheap on that one. This one, 54 euros, feels just about almost right. 80 euros feels completely overpriced. Now, is this airplane completely not worth it? Is this airplane gonna suck? That will completely entirely depend on what is gonna be done next by Jack and Amy from FlyJSim. Of course, you guys know that Jack has been through some health issues and so on, and I know it sucks. But I have to give you the truth. And as long as they keep updating the airplane and they keep improving it, I think this has an amazing potential. And they have one very cool thing, I think. In terms of automation, autopilot, and complex systems, mostly it's all done. So this is not a modern jet that has a million ecom messages. It has like autopilot modes, FMA enunciators, ACAS messages, I don't know, system messages, a bunch of things. This is much more of a simple airplane in terms of all of that electronic digital stuff. So I think they should and they could completely focus on something more important and bring this airplane to the next level, because it has huge potential, and I really, really hope they don't pull an X-Crafts out of this. Yeah, basically this is my review of some sort of this airplane. So if you just started watching the live stream, watch the last, I don't know, 10 minutes. How long have we been going? 17 minutes, 18 minutes. If you want to have my honest opinion about this airplane and whether should you get it or not. Do I regret getting it? To be fair, not. But at the same time, if you have neither and you want a vintage jet, it's really hard to recommend this, considering you have something like the Philly 747, which can get on sale for $50, which is in euros is going to be even less, and it has incredible sounds, very good 3D modeling, very good systems, great autopilot, great flying capabilities. I don't know, the airplane is constantly being supported. Apparently it has now an ND display as well. It has GPS as well if you want it. It has all that old feel to it as well. So it is really hard to recommend. And also the 707 from Nimbus is coming up. So yeah, FlyJSim, you gotta step up your game. You have a beautiful airplane right here. Just do some improvements on it, and it's gonna be even better, and it's gonna be really cool. And perhaps lower that price a little bit, because it's $80, man. I mean, you can get a Tolis for less than $80, and Tolis is much more of a complex airplane, and you can tell that the Tolis texturing sucks, which I disagree, but anyway, that's it. Alright, that's been a long intro. Let's focus on the flight. We are in Colombia, Bogota. I feel like I should have been connected to FlyJSim. For whatever reason I disconnected. So there we are. I have a friend with me, Rodrigo. We actually flew together in multi-crew not so long ago. Where did we go? Oh, I can't remember, but it was relatively recent. He is on that Lufthansa A320. He's going to be flying as well with us. And we're flying to Pasto. If you don't know where Pasto is, it is a very, very cool airport which with a quite challenging approach, circling approach specifically. So the weather today could be a little bit challenging, and I'm not sure we will be able to do the circling, but I'll try to. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's go into the airplane. It's already completely fueled. We have 86 passengers on board. All is ready, so we just have to power it up, set our bugs, do our checklists, and then get going. One thing that I think I forgot to do, oh, we have a lot of Avianca planes, wow, nice, is, I think, or maybe no, maybe I actually said it, let me see. I have a checklist from Pan Am for the 737. 737, let me come back. If I do like this, no wait. Up one directory, charts, maybe it reloads. Or maybe I renamed it incorrectly. Or maybe I didn't place it there yet, so give me a second. Let me put this on, because that checklist is really nice. It's short, and it just, I feel like it works, and that's cool. Yeah, I didn't put it there, so that's my mistake. So let me put it there in a second real quick. So I need to put this on resources, plugins, Habitat, chart, and I'm gonna rename it to Boeing 737-200 Pan Am checklist, just like that, and I should be able to find it here now. There it is. Alright, beautiful. Okay, so we got a checklist in. Let's go into airplane. Enough talk for now. And start this thing, because at least one thing for sure, this airplane is super fun to fly, very fun to fly. I really enjoy flying it. That is really nice. I just wish they had some improvements in terms of yeah, some like minor details like pressurization panel working, all that stuff. Alright, good. So let's see, engines are cut off, the parking brake is set, everything is set, the flaps and speed brakes are retracted, the gear is down, we got the wipers in the off position, so that's nice. And I'm gonna start with the battery, arm the emergency lights and put the position on that. And we should have ground power, so let's put it on. No smoking on, even though this is an old airplane, we'll use always the no smoking light. And I know there are a bunch of tests right here, I'm not gonna do all of them. So I'm just gonna go with this, do the flow, we can check here the crossfeed works. It does fantastic, we'll leave this as in, this goes to on, that's all fine. That's all fine, tested tendon light, that's good. Window heat coming on. So that's fine, we'll power the hydraulics there. Grounding interconnect into close, that's set. Compass slave, we'll do gas per fan on, this goes to on, and this is on auto, and we'll set our cruising altitude right now on it. Oh, and by the way, sorry, Chuba, welcome to live stream, good to see you here, how are you doing? Sing Crash Flyer, how are you, man? No Airbus today. Nope, no Airbus today, we are going the old way. Alright, so I'll set flight level 240 on purpose so you guys will be able to see, and I'll set 8,000 feet on cabin altitude, just so you can see that it's probably not going to work as intended. But anyway, we'll leave it as is. Bogota is sitting at an impressive 8,358, so we'll do 8,360. Put this to flight and actually ground, and that's done. Alright, logo light is not required, we are during daytime, that is set. Manual, I do not like to use the flight director because it just, you have two flight mode annunciators right here, one for the autopilot, one for the flight director, and it just confuses me when you are flying in heading but your flight director is not, and then you have to switch it. It's just another thing to remember, so to me this thing is enough, as well as this thing right here basically. So we'll just use autopilot normal modes and so on. Good. We can test all the brightness lights. Oh, the lights as well. I forgot to talk about the lights. The lights are too dark for the day and then too bright for the night. So yeah, there is that as well. I hope they fixed that. That's reported as well. I think I reported like eight or seven items. I think I reported to those guys. They acknowledged, so I am hoping that it will get fixed. Alright, QNH 29er, correction, 1029er. I'm gonna set on our altimeters to make sure that they are reading the correct elevation. And they are right here, and I'm gonna set this one as well. 1029, beautiful. I do like the way the instruments look. And the screen right here is also very cool. I will set this to takeoff right now, and our outside temperature is 17 degrees. I can set it right here, and we can even do a flex takeoff, which is really, really nice. So if I, for instance, increase the temperature a lot, our EPR is going to decrease, so we can do like a flex temp. Since we are at 8,000 feet, I don't want to do any flex temperature. So yeah. Alright, that's all set. I'm gonna just give it a little bit of light here, or maybe, yeah, just a little bit of light, so in case we get into some clouds or whatnot and X-plane lighting gets something weird, we'll do altitude off here and transponder 2000. No frequencies are set so far. And initial climb altitude, according to our departure, will be departing runway 14 right. So runway 14 right, we will be departing then by Camis 6 Alpha, beautiful. Camis 6 Alpha, I need to remove the other one then. So I have a lot of the things here. And yeah, Walney, hey, how are you, man? Listen, the other day I was testing your scenery for, what's the name? Kiperviem? I think so. With the Yak 40, and man, the Yak 40 is not an airplane to me. It still has some bugs, it's still not completely updated to X-Plane 12, so I think I'll wait on that. But if you really want me to fly there, because I kind of want to fly there, it's a really nice scenery that you created, we might do it on a different airplane, so yeah. There's Rodrigo, Máquina meu. Chuma, good, happy you are unbiased with reviews. Yeah, in fact, I think I mentioned even on the release stream of the Chieftain, and I sent a message to the developer later regarding the sounds, like, yeah, sounds I think will need a little bit of polishing, and apparently that, so that the first release of the Chieftain had incorrect sounds, so what was shown on the live stream is actually not the correct sound pack. Which has been updated yesterday, and dude, those sounds are like night and day. They are completely different, so much more worth it. So yeah, that's really cool. I mean, look, pull to cage, this is an old airplane. You are supposed to play with some of this instrumentation. Pull to test, this is all not simulated. Why can't we have these things? This is not cool. This is not cool. I mean, I think all of these small details should be done. Yes, you can test that, you can test that, you can like press the lights and so on and etc. That's all fine, but like, come on. I think it has room for improvement. But anyway, we're flying. We're flying, and our initial altitude will put flight level 160. So I'll put altitude alert right here. We have a altitude restriction first. Above 12,000 and a maximum speed of 230. So what I'll do, first things first, I'll go to my V card, and the runway is long, so to be honest, I probably try to go with flaps 1 on this, or maybe even like flaps 2 to get the quickest possible rotation. Yeah, let's do flaps 2. I never did a flaps 2 takeoff. So let's set the bugs. So this is how you set it. Let's set bugs to flap 5. Flap 2, set the bugs, that's set, good. It's a long runway. EPR with takeoff temperature 17, 217 set, actually a little bit above than this one, that's nice. And we will be going for V2 plus 115. So V2 is 139. I'll assume 140, so we'll go with 155 right here for initial climb out speed. Max 185, so within the turn we are good, and our initial flight is going to be basically just direct to the VOR. So I'll use VOR, and we'll have 113.9 on the standby. That's going to be Bogota. And on the active, I will have 108.6, which is going to be Soacha. Yep, that's it. Which we should get a information. Yep, fantastic. So because we will be just flying directly to the VOR, I can use simply this needle to track it. I don't need this HSI. So I will already simplify my life, and I will be pre-selecting the next course, which we're going to be flying outbound of this VOR, which is going to be 221. And that will be set, and from there we are, oh correction, not 221 but 243. And I'll use the same course right here, so just I remember. 243. That's set. Our initial heading is going to be the runway heading, of course, until 9,100. And the initial heading is 135. Also, why not we simulate that we get some passengers, some boarding here? Because the refueling is complete, seatbelt sign is gonna come on, and we'll put the fuel pumps to on as well. There they are. Very happy passengers. Happy to fly in this historical jet. Okay, that's all set. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Nope. That's it. Let me grab my red pen. We are 1-4 right. So we'll do this, this, and then this. Just like that. Beautiful. From Camis, we will be jumping on our Sky Vector flight plan. And we'll be flying to the next VOR, which is gonna be basically on this on course, so that's good. And that's gonna be gear, which is good. Great. 108.6. Fantastic. Let me actually put here on the other so I can remember 117.3. Just like that. And we are good. Okay, right. See, Crash Fire, I feel pretty good. I'm on vacation now. Oh my god, dude, that's fantastic. Enjoy it very much. I'm gonna my last, for now, working week, and then I'm gonna enjoy 2 weeks out, man. I really need it. I really need it. All right, very good. So let's grab the checklist. Let's see. Let's see a perhaps restart checklist, or maybe no, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, let me just check. Do we have departure? No, we don't have departure. So perhaps we just do a briefing, guys. Perhaps we just get a briefing and get going. What do you think? I think it could be good. I think it could be well thought. All right, are you ready? Let's go for it. So we're flying beautiful 737-200 flight Avianca 8466 from Bogota to Pasto. No TAMs are okay. Nothing is significant. Actually, there is one very significant thing. If you go into Sky Vector, and this is very interesting, guys, there is a Sigmet right here, and now right here as well. And check this out. Volcanic ash. It is Bogota Fear Volcanic Ash Eruption Mountain Volcan Purase Position, whatever it is. Volcanic ash cloud observed at 1550 Zulu within this area right here, which we can actually see. I'm not sure you can see the message very nicely, so let me just zoom in a little bit. But of course, we're not gonna take this into consideration. I mean, I could actually take this into consideration and we would be simply flying around this. I wish I could center the message, but I can't. Anyway, within this position, and it's from surface to flight level 190, so we can definitely overflight as well, moving northwest 25 knots. This is really, really interesting, and there is also a volcanic ash eruption going on right here. Very, very interesting. So it's interesting, but they're still flying, they're still operating. I checked the flights and flight radar, so everything is good, and this is basically how the route is looking, so we're fine. Alright, let's continue the brief. So, weather. The weather for departure is completely fine. I mean, wind is 13012, variable, good visibility, scattered 3500, broken 5000, temperature is good, there goes the Conviasa Embraer, I think. QNH is 1029, no significant change, the forecast is looking pretty much good as well. We could have had some temporary low vis, shower and rain, but again, in Bogota we have a very good approach capability with ILSs, so I don't anticipate any problem with that. We will use terrain radar on this flight, okay? We'll use the terrain radar on. I don't think the weather is going to be significant. Maybe if the weather is going to be significant, we'll use the weather, but mostly I'll use it in map mode. And we are in position number 101 in Terminal 1 right here. Whoops, I didn't know I still had the pen selected. So we'll be pushing back, facing towards the north, taxi here via Gulf. Then via Gulf left into Papa, then right into Kilo, and then all the way down here to Kilo 1 or Kilo 2, runway 14 right for takeoff. So the runway is dry. We'll already checked the wind. We'll do flaps 2 with V speeds of 134, 135, 139. Luckily the first officer is going to call them for us. This is very useful. And we will be departing via conventional navigation chart. That's on page 10-2. It's called Camis 6 Alpha. Our transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Airport is sitting quite high up. MSA in area is quite beautifully sitting at 15,000. And towards the direction from where we're going, it's 13,100. So a lot of terrain near us, and even an area right here at 17,000. So we'll need to pay attention to it. Since this is a conventional departure, let's brief it. So we'll be departing. I mean, I can just probably read it. No, there is no. But anyway, so we'll depart on runway heading. There's actually a reference here, radial 138 DME 16. We can actually set this up, to be fair. Yeah, we could set this up. Differently. Alright, I'll set it up in a minute. So we'll just straight ahead until the ME16 above 9,100. We'll do a right-hand turn, maximum 185 until the turn is completed. Just flying directly to the VOR, which is Soacha, or Soacha, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. A frequency 108.6 at maximum 230 knots and above 12,000 feet. And from there, we're going to fly on the outbound radial 243, course 243 until Camis, 25 miles. Since this is a pretty quick departure from Camis, as you can see here, we'll be coming from this Soacha VOR to Girardot 117.3. There is Camis. We'll fly to this next VOR and then fly outbound on 231 all the way to Mercaderes, which is going to be the next VOR for the approach. So that's basically it. I'll just retune it in a second. No special considerations apart to remember that we have to be aware of the terrain. I could get an extra consideration. Oh, by the way, initial climb is 16,000, which is also set. The thrust reduction will do 1,000 on this one, so let's assume as 9,400. We'll switch over to climb power and 230 knots clean up and speed up. Alright, rejected takeoff. We're gonna reject for anything below 80 knots. Above 80 knots till V1 only for significant malfunctions. If something goes wrong after V1, we'll continue initially straight ahead until 1,000. Of course, positive climb, clean up, speed up, right-hand turn. We'll fly possibly a visual pattern and return back with an ILS assist into runway 14 right. Okay, no takeoff alternate. We are not overweight. In fact, we're pretty okay in terms of weights. Our maximum landing weight is 47. We're departing with 45, so we're completely fine on that. Other than that, no other considerations. If you have any questions, please let me know in the chat. And Walney, Tupolev 154 is an option. I don't know if I if I want to say it's an option, but okay. We'll see. Alright, well in that case, let me keep Bogota here, which is going to be 113.9. Do we have a reading? No. No reading for now, but that's fine. And in that case, I'll set a radio 138. So radio 138 here. I'll keep 243 right there, but I'll use 1086 on this one. Just like that, we should get a reading 9 miles, that's correct. And also let's just check the idents, so nav2. Do you know what we're looking for? We're looking for the Morse code right here, since we don't have the letters receiver. That's correct. We could also check DME2. DME2 is going to be slightly different. I'm not hearing any static though. Should we have both? Yeah, that's the DME for sure. It was a little bit higher pitch. Okay, so that's checked. That's good. That's nice. All right. So we started. We completed the briefing. Let me start the APU. APU starting. I'm gonna start closing doors. I believe boarding is completed. Well, whoever is late is late. I'm gonna remove all of this stuff. And let's go options, wait for the GPU, doors, start to close everything. There's the APU start sound. Pretty nice. Again, as I said, the sounds are not too bad. Why is it opening the aft door? Oh, I pressed all the wrong buttons. Okay. I got it now. Okay. So we're getting everything closed. For all the lights shut off, let's do a pre-start checklist. So captain's pre-flight is complete. First officer pre-flight. Did you guys complete your pre-flight? I hope so. Exterior pre-flight is complete. Maintenance log is checked. Fuel pumps are on. No smoking. Seatbelt signs are on. The windows are closed. Window heat is on. In fact, the windows are so closed we can't even open them. Hydraulic pumps, they are on set. Pressurizations are set. Ground and auto is set. Compasses, they seem like they are synchronized. Altimeters are set with QNH 1029 across all of them and reading the same. Fluid service, I guess, whatever that is, yes. Takeoff bugs, we've set a so this is gonna be rotate 135. Then we have, I believe, flaps 2 speed, or yeah, this is V2 plus 15 and flaps up speed set. Good. And as well the 80 knots right here. Alright, anti-skid. It says off here. I don't even know if we have the switch here somewhere for the anti-skid. So we'll assume that there is no anti-skid for whatever reason, or if it is, it just exists. Shoulder harnesses are of course fastened. ATC and ATC clearance, we've got that on. Pre-start checklist is complete. And very good. Let's get our better pushback. Start pushback.
Please, show me where you want to go.
I want to go right here.
Ground to complete.
Alright, let's switch over to the APU before I forget. Let's get some bleed on. Get at least one pack in. And I'll go to options, disconnect the GPU. We are, or we should be on 1228. That's set. And VHF2 should be on 1215. Set. All the briefing is complete. Flight control elect. Alright, that's all associated. Very good. Very, very nice. So I'll put this to on and on.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
We're ready to connect and we're ready to go. Also, guys, I've put again this little plugin for the timer because there is no timer on this airplane. So if you want to do some like procedure turns and so on.
Windshield strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Okay, we are ready to start. Parking brake is released. Just want to see that there is no airplanes coming from that side. No. All right. I'll fly the Tupolev 154. I don't think the 154 is gonna fit.
Pushback, and you may start engines.
Is gonna fit on. Oh gosh, birds. Oh really? Just like that? Are you serious? Look at all of them. I'm not sure I want to start engines with birds flying this close to the airplane. Please get out. I mean, it kind of looks cool, but... Alright. We are clear to start. The engine start is very quick, so packs off. And we're going to start number 2. Number 2 to ground. There goes N2. And as soon as I push the fuel in, it's just going to almost insta start. There's above 20. Let's introduce the fuel. And there it goes. And you saw that was extremely fast. What was that? Well, I guess the guy's a little bit drunk. And engine is stabilized. Starting 1. There we are, N2 on the rise. That's 20%. Introduce the fuel. And you can almost hear it like a second or two after you introduce the fuel. The starter just cuts off and you have most of the engine stabilized. James, can we see your graphic settings after? Of course. Let me just stop the pushback here in a second and we'll do that. Alright, we got 2 good starts. Let's go APU off, ignition on. We'll need this on. We will do this, 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 and this. We'll set flaps 1 and 2.
Complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set. You're clear to disconnect.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
And I just need my trim setting, which is shown right here as 5.02. Let's set it. 502 is set. The recall is checked. You can also do a flight control check already while we wait for him to disconnect. Alright, just check the rudder. Everything seems alright. Good. Start checklist. Oh, I forgot the start checklist. We got the beacon light. No. Alright. That's fine. Pre-taxi checklist. Anti-ice not required. Door lights out. Cabin report is received. And let's do taxi checklist. Yacht anchor instruments. Checked.
None on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
See you next time. Weight, balance, final stabilizer are set. V speeds. They are 34, 35, 39. Flaps 2. EPR is 2.14. Takeoff departure completed. Cockpit door. Hello. We're gonna be closing the cockpit door just for the sake of it. Is done. Alright, start levers, idle detent, gens on, air conditioning packs on, set, and flight. Ignition, low ignition set, APU off, recall checked. Checklist complete. Oh no, he's gonna disappear. Anyway, we have received the clearance. Let's get some lights in and let's get going. Before that, here are my graphics settings. Speaking of that, I'll put this to 100. So you can take a screenshot, whatever you want, but that's my graphics settings. Alright, brakes are released, let's go. Your pushback is all drunk. Alright, I'll go number 1. Let's do a brake check. Oh boy, that was hard, sorry. And takeoff config check is good. Basically, I just put everything forward and pull it back. Alright, let's get this to on. Terrain function not available, that's fine. We'll just put this into map mode, and that's gonna be perfectly fine. And use this with a little bit of tilt up. We are good. We are very good. Bogota traffic Avianca 8466 is going to taxi by Golf Papa Kilo to runway 14 right to Bogota traffic. Aviation looks not too bad. What GPU do you have? I have an RTX 2070, 8 gigs of RAM. James, thank you. No problem, man. Alright, there's Rodrigo. Thank you very much for leaving some space to us. Is that a Challenger right there? For real? Is that somebody? I think that's somebody. That's cool. Alright, one airplane on the right, clear ahead, clear on the left. We'll turn left. Actually, there's a narrow, so I'll turn on the next one perhaps. Or maybe no. That's fine. Papa, let's go. No ground speed indication on now. And that's completely fine. Look at those birds! Oh my god! Jesus. Alright, all clear on the left, all clear on the right. I think there are more birds there. Yeah, that's all birds. What? I hope we don't get a bird strike today. Alright, and now we're on Kilo all the way down. Clear on the right. Let's go. Chuma, do you have the Hotstar Challenger 650? I really want to get it. I don't have it. It's a little bit expensive. It's also an airplane that I'm not very interested in. However, I do have a lot of respect for it. I think it's very well modeled, and all the people who have it only speak very good things about it. So maybe in the future, I'll get it. Maybe in the future, I'll get it. But yeah. Okay, so let's just revise. Let's just revise the procedure. We're gonna depart straight ahead on the radial, or for now runway heading radial, and we'll go until DME 16 above 9,100. Right-hand turn, maximum 185 knots. Direct to the VOR, which is already selected, which is the Fat Needle, right? Yeah, it's the Fat Needle VOR 2. So basically I'll just fly heading direct to here. And yeah, we'll be climbing initially 16,000, then our cruising altitude is flight level 240, transition altitude is 18,000 feet. All clear on the left, all clear on the right. Yeah, we're doing good. We are doing very good. And there's a Rodrigo taxiing as well. Oh, this is a nice screenshot. Damn. In fact, these lights are not too bad, but the lights on the wings are like, what is this? What is that? And if I go inside, where is it? I don't see it during the day, but it's there during the night. You can see it. You can absolutely see it. Okay, we revised everything. All's fantastic. Let's get some speed here. Get a faster taxi. Clear left, clear right. Expedite this part so we get to the fun part, which is flying this airplane. Also, I have my charts open, but I'm not using the arrow with the GPS position of the airplane, because that would be cheating. That would be cheating. So this is how I use it. I always switch this off. I don't like it. I think it makes you lose your situational awareness, because you just follow the airplane position. You do not understand where it is, and it's really good to not do that. So yeah. Alright, flaps 2 are set. Yeah. Also, we have to pay attention on how we apply takeoff power, because if you apply it too fast, you can do a compressor stall, so you have to do it slowly. Chuma, regarding the add-on, that it's expensive, I think, especially if you are a pilot or you are taking this seriously. Yes, it is expensive, but just imagine how much you can get out of it for that price. I just like to compare it sometimes with sim pricing. So if you go into a full flight sim, you'll pay probably 150 euros or 120 or 100 per hour, and if you use it as a training tool to practice some of your flows, etc., how much will you save? So yeah, all clear on the right. Clear ahead, because we have no ATCL check on the map that we indeed have nobody coming on for the approach. There's Kilo 2. Let's slow ourselves down. Let's get the cabin crew to seat. Cabin crew seats for departure. Yep, that's all clear. Set this above and below range. Let's get this to 20. That side's clear, other side's clear. Bogota traffic, Avianca 8466 lining up runway 14 right for departure. Bogota traffic. Takeoff checklist. Transponder and DMEs are on. Cabin notification and lights. No notification lights are all good. Wing flaps and V-speeds. We already checked the V-speeds. Flaps set to. Takeoff checklist complete. Alright, are you guys ready? Let's do a proper lineup. Try to save as much runway as possible. Just about there. Stop here. And let's start applying power. You ready? I'm ready. Take off. Slowly on the power. Stabilized. As it goes above 1.8, I'll release the brakes. Takeoff thrust set. The EPR is going to decrease with acceleration, that's correct. Speed is alive.
80 knots.
That's checked. Forward pressure released. Oh man. Oh, birds.
E1. Rotate.
Oh gosh. I thought we would be having an engine failure right now. Damn, that was a slow rotation. Positive climb. Gear up. There's our V2. Plus 15. Oh, Maersk 777. That was there. Beautiful. We are airborne. Bogota traffic, Avianca 8466 airborne, passing 9,000. Watch the speed, we are above 9,100. Let's still no reading on the DME. I'll wait until we get a reading on the DME. There's 16, right-hand turn. Want to go about probably 270. And we also passed 1,000, so let's do climb. Climb is going to be 92 on the EPR. About there. Start to accelerate. Slowly. Keep a little bit of a positive vertical speed. Just heading to about 270. Yeah, it's definitely bumpy and windy. Alright, let me switch this one over. And I'll do like that. Let's get a direct course. 9 miles out. Whoops. Just a heading. Alright, level the wings. Fantastic, let's go. Autopilot on, heading select, VOR lock, set. Drop the nose just a tad. That was a bit too much. Let it keep accelerating. Very slowly. Alright, 6 miles to go. Synchronize the heading. I'll fly it in heading select right now. This is on a purpose, because we will be approaching the VOR very soon and we'll need to turn on course 243. Let's go flaps 1. Soft ignition off. Pressurization is working. Good. Alright, we should be above 12,000 feet on the VOR. We are. That's good. 3 miles to go. Add a bit of power there on the EPR. Go. Speeding up. 2 miles. As soon as we enter the cone of confusion, you'll see this arrow start to move. I'm gonna go left heading. Now 1 mile. Now I'll go left heading now. Just in time. Alright, speed 200, flaps up. Lights are out. After takeoff checklist. So, air conditioning pressurization checked. Ignition off, APU off, lights off, gear handle up and off. Wing flaps are retracted. Checklist complete. Next will be the descent checklist. We are looking good. Let's go and intercept. So we're flying to Camis right now. And we could go for 250. one is nice. Alright, APR is good. All instrumentation seems nice. Oil pressure is a little bit on the top end right there. Let me just drop it a tiny bit. But it seems like it is there. Let's go for lock. Just the heading. Passing 14,000. Barely climbing. Barely climbing. Drop that nose a little bit more. Get it to speed. You see continuous, it sets for 213. Climb 298. We'll see. All good so far. Okay, got a very nice interception right now. Alright, let me see the chat here. Seagull soup. Yep, absolutely. There were definitely too many right there. Definitely too many. Alright, we are 32 miles from the next VOR. I'm opening my Sky Vector flight plan. That's gonna be GR dot on 117.3. Being pre-selected here already. And I'll have on the standby the VOR we'll be using for our arrival as well as 116.3. Set. In fact, we can also check this one. Let's do it again, please. I didn't have the chart open. The right position. Yep, that's absolutely correct. Good. Alright, so Nicholas, are you needle chasing? Yep. We are. We're flying this airplane as it should be flown. No GPS. It's all nice and beautiful. Oh, wait, what? Now that explains a lot. That explains a lot, because why we're not climbing. I was thinking there's something weird, right? There was something definitely weird with that. Let's see. Oh boy. Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? Nothing to report. Yeah, the lights were green. Crap. Alright, well this makes sense. Altitude alert approaching 16,000. Okay, we'll level off at 16,000. I'll see what I can do. I mean, I fixed the systems. Retract 235. We're not at 235 yet. It should have. It's always on the live stream, yeah. I guess somebody at FlyJSim cursed me because I decided to talk about their systems or the lack thereof. I don't know what I can do. It's not doing it. Hydraulics are fine. I don't understand. Did it level? Oh, it leveled off. Okay, interesting. So guys, we have a situation here. I'm not gonna continue like this until Pasto. That makes no sense, right? That makes absolutely no sense to go like this. But the gear is dead. The gear is completely dead. Let's go. Let's see if I can come to maintenance status. If I go off and I do it, nope. I got cursed by FlyJSim, that's for sure. Shouldn't have recommended 732. At least we can have some fun. Yeah, I mean the fun is gonna be coming back to Bogota right now. To be fair. So what should we do, guys? I mean, I'm not gonna do anything. The sim is not working. I mean, the sim is not working. The airplane is not working. Let's divert. There is not much I can do. There is absolutely not much I can do. And to divert, we'll have to go to the VOR of 112.7. Keep the speed there. So let me already set our brake to medium. 112.7. 112.7 here. I'll set 112.7 there as a backup. And then I want 113.9. And yeah, we should be on somewhere. Heading select. 16, we are above MSI. So we're doing good. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I mean, that's anti-skid, that's not gonna do anything. Well, well, well. What if I recycle the hydraulics? I don't think that'll do anything either. Yeah, that was completely expected. Alright. Not much we can do, guys. We're gonna be returning. We have fuel. We have plenty of fuel. We have altitude. Yeah, man, that's why the airplane was not climbing at all. Alright, let's go V-card. We'll go landing. Flaps 13, of course. We'll set the bug speed. And that's set. We're going there, 11,000, that's what they want us at. From there, no, actually not. They want us at 13,000, so we'll set 13,000 here. To Bogota VOR. 25 miles out. I'm gonna try to fix this. I'm gonna reload the airplane. I don't know. It's really annoying. Even YouTube is not working nice. Ah, gosh. Could there be a switch or something that I could reset? I don't think so. Yeah, it's definitely a bug. maybe from better pushback. Because I think this was the first time I used better pushback on this airplane. Alright, that's fine. Let's focus on flying the airplane. So first things first, we want to fly here, or I could just fly to the VOR, to the next VOR, which would be Bogota on 113.9. We could save some time considering we're kind of like... I mean, there's some high terrain right there. Peaks at 11,000. Oh yeah, no, we're fine. Let's see. Do we get Bogota? Do we get Bogota? Yes, we get. Let's get. Are you going the wrong way? You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Just like that. This is what I want. Heading to there. Right, well in this case I'll keep the gear down so that it doesn't affect us too much. This is fun. I hope that once we get on the ground and we reset it, we'll be able to do the flight. But yeah, for lock. 16,000 or 15 miles from the VOR. And I'll have to set the ILS as well, 111.3. Minimus are 8,540. And that's it. Okay, guys, so let's just think what happened. So the gear does not come up. We have quite a lot of extra fuel being burned at this moment. Considering with the weather situation, where we're going, how we're going, all that stuff, I don't think it's the correct action to continue with this flight, so we are returning back. This is where we get the maintenance and so on. So right now we're proceeding direct to Bogota. I've opened the ILS chart approach, so let's just quickly brief everything. We're flying direct to Bogota. We'll be descending to 12,000. We have 10 miles to go. In fact, I'll go off here, like that, and we'll start a very shallow descent, like a super shallow descent. Like minus 700, just about there. In fact, sorry, we're 27 miles out. I'll do minus 500. Just like that. The speed is good. Need to remember that we are in a high altitude environment, so our true air speed is going to be always more than our indicated. Flying nice and good. The minimas are set. In case of mist, we'll proceed straight ahead until 16.5 on the Bogota. And Bogota is 39, which is what we are having right now. I'll set this here, and then we're going to proceed to Zipaquira, which is a different VOR, which is 114.7, which I have pre-selected. And the missed approach course is going to be 027, which I'm going to also pre-select on the other one. We'll use flaps 30, auto brake medium, and yeah, that's about it. Well, in that case, let's do descent checklist. Landing bugs, we have set them. We've got V speeds 129, so we're looking at 134 as an approach speed. About here. Shoulder harness is fastened. The recall is air conditioning. Yeah, that's off schedule. Descent, that's checked. Pressurization is checked. I'll check the weather again, but the weather should be absolutely the same. QNH 1028. QNH has changed. So let's adjust that. Actually good on some decision making. And the descent checklist is complete. You can actually also check the approach checklist. Altimeters, QNH 1028 set reading the same. Lights, we can use these ones. No smoke and seatbelt signs on. Ignition, and we can use ignition since we are in a interesting condition right now. Alright, approach checklist is complete. Would do a PA to the passengers. Do an ITS briefing to the cabin crew as well. ATC would be already, of course, aware of what's going on. Yeah. Very interesting situation. Alright, I'll set here continuous, so in case we need to go, or even a go around, so to have our maximum power required. And that's it. I cannot believe we got a gear stuck. This airplane really got mad at me. Alright, we're 12 miles out, and maximum speed should be 195, so let's start slowing down. Get flaps 1. Remember, we're actually just 8,000 feet from the airfield. fact, I can see the airfield right now. How about we do a visual? Hmm? Shall we ask the controller to do a visual? Let's do a visual. Manual heading select. Change this to the localizer. Set the final approach course, which is 135. I passed it. 135 is set. Avianca 8466 clear for the visual. No traffic on approach. Let's hand flight even. Autopilot off. Synchronize the heading to the final approach course. Missed approach altitude will be 12,000 feet. Initial then 14,000. Let's set 14,000. We'll save some time. Start to slow down. Stabilization altitude will be 9,400. Let's go for flaps 5. Flaps gave us a little bit of a ballooning effect. Gear is already down. Can go for flaps 15 in a second. Still above the glide slope. We'll be doing an interception from above. Bogota traffic Avianca 8466 is on the ILS 11 miles out for runway 14 right. Flaps 15. At least the flaps are working. Almost on profile. Oh boy, I'm looking at the wrong chart, wrong approach. I pressed the wrong one. I was looking for 14 left, I need 14 right. 110.7. .7. This is what I need. Set. Same course. There we go. Let's go flaps 30. A little bit bumpy. And let's go get it. Landing checklist. Speed brake. Not armed. Landing gear. Down. With 3 grains. Flaps 30 set. Landing check is complete. Alright, there was the indication. We are recovering. Quite bumpy, damn. 6 miles out. Power is in. Capture the glide slope. This is not me, this is the wind. There we go. Stabilized 5 miles out. Damn, this wind. Bogota traffic Avianca 8466 is on a 5 mile final running 14 right. Oh, speed a bit low, correcting. These engines, they respond quite slow. And 1000 above, we're stabilized. A little bit high correcting. Check the vertical routes. Vertical speed. Speed is low, correcting. There we go. That's better. I guess our flight to Pasto is cursed. Whatever I can get it. They're a bit high correcting. Not go past minus 1,000. We're doing pretty good.
300.
That's not me, that's the wind, literally.
200.
Gonna probably shift one more time. There it is.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes are up. Reverse is normal. Let's get to the center line. Well, welcome back to exactly where we started. And there's 60 knots. Reverse is out. Manual braking. Start the APU. Weather radar off. Alright, and assuming we would be going towards the same position, be about there. Clear on the left, clear on the right. Strobes off. Actually, never mind, we got from here. So, straight ahead and on the right. Jesus Christ, that's a long runway. How much runway? This is a very long runway. Okay, auto brake off. Let's see, blocks. No after landing, just the blocks. Alright then. So let's park the airplane real quick. And that's the end of the stream. I mean, no, we'll try to get there anyway. We'll try to get there. I'm just not sure of the pushback. I'm just not so sure of the pushback. Ignition off as well. Alright, let's go on the stand 105. Say they changed our stand. I got a taste of real life today. Parking brake is set. Engines cut off. That goes to off. Actually, we stick with this, we do this, that's off, and then we do it like this. Well, what can I say? Blocks checklist, start liver cut off, seatbelts off, exterior lights, beacon off. Chock set, fuel pumps off, APU set, and then goes the first officer check, doing all of that stuff. We'll disregard and say that the checklist is complete. So we will call maintenance. What will happen, guys, is I'll probably restart my sim. I think this would be the most correct action. So, gladly, or maybe not so gladly, I should have... Actually, I don't have it in here. Media for pause. I should have had like a pic. No, I don't have it here. Crap. I had like a timeout message, but yeah, this is just a black star. So this is just the things from the stream. All right, guys, it will have to be a black screen for a couple of seconds. You guys are gonna pardon me. I'll do this real quick, and yeah, I'll restart the sim. The best review of the airplane, Walney. I guess so. You know what? What if we change the livery as well? Let's assume it's a completely different airplane right now. I would assume it's a completely different airplane, right? So the passengers would be deboarded. We would need to go on a different airplane and fly it. It has to be a different livery. Or should we keep the livery? I have Aerosucre, but it's for a cargo. And I have also Aerosur, but it's not for this one. Do I have something whitish? No. I have a default, which is white. Okay, let's give it a white livery. Why not? Let's give it a white livery. Let's say it's just some random company. And I'm gonna go into position, whatever is this. Yeah, I'll put it here and then I'll move it on the map so that we will not require pushback. Perhaps that broke it. I hope this time it will work. Something felt very weird on this takeoff, and I did not check the green light, and once we were on the climb, I was like, there's something wrong. And it was. No, Aerosucre will be even worse of a failure. Yeah. For a second, I was really happy because I got an email from Wiz saying that there's a new job opening, and I thought for a second this would be an email to get some dates in, but no. Not today. Johnny, why is a black screen? Because I am loading X-Plane. I'm reloading it. We're like in maintenance, so it's you know, just give me a second. Just give me like a few seconds, please. I'll reposition the airplane now to here, and where is this? Yeah, about now, like this. Oh boy. Just like this, and we'll assume it's a different airplane. And bam, nothing happened. All right, guys, we're back at it. Let's get to ground power. This is the other airplane that we got. Connect the GPU. Let's hop into it, and let me refuel it real quick now. Because, well, yeah. I also have to reconnect on that sim. Will be now 6-7. 8467. And I will change the flight plan as well. And done. Alright. Fuel, we need 6,200. We've burned a lot. The weight is exactly the same. I'll apply the changes and that is done. Alright, everything seems fine. Everything seems right. Let's speed run this. Okay, that's on. Let's check, checked. It's all checked. That's checked. That's done, and that's done. Just like that. That's set, and we needed 24 and 8,360. Correction. Cabin altitude can be just 8,000. It's the landing altitude that needs adjustment. Set. Alright. Guys, we'll skip. We'll skip as much as we can, okay? Because we already briefed everything. So I'm gonna assume that everything is completely A-okay. Let me just go here into maintenance. Maintenance system. Nothing to report. I'll switch it off just for this flight. I'll get it to failures. I'll fix all systems again. And let's just set transponder to 2000. Altitude on. Let's get everything. 113.9 is on. We need 18.6. Just like that. And get 108.6 here. 113.9 there. In fact, I could put 117.3 on this one. Already waiting for it. Alright, that's all set. Initial course will be 038. Then the other one will be direct, then 243. So let's set 243 on this one. 243 set. 16,000 initial set. Alright, QNH is still reading 1028, 1028, nothing has changed. Let's get the APU started. And seatbelt signs on. And let's go for flap 2 again, departure. Take off flap 2, set the bugs 34, 35, and 39 set. We'll set takeoff here 17 degrees, almost decreasing to 16. We'll do 16 then. To 17 set. Yeah. I'm flying to a game farm for a Predator experience on Sunday. I fly a Sling 2. I think they call them a Sonaka S201 in Europe. Oh! Oh, that's really nice. We should do a general aviation live stream, man. I have to do like a smaller airplane, like a group flight. Feldjagger, hey, how are you? John Ray, is this add-on free? No, it's payware. It's payware, and that's its problem. And it's quite expensive. Alright, is the APU on? Yes, it is. Let's get the APU online. Bleeds are on. Let's get a little bit of a pack here, and let's start closing doors. Am I closing it or not? Yes, I am. Alright, good. So let's grab the checklist again. Am I connected? Yes, I am connected. Pre-start. So, pre-flight complete, all that complete, maintenance log set, fuel pumps on, no smoking, seatbelts on, windows closed, heat on, hydraulic pumps are set, all is set on, pressurization altitude set, compasses synced, altimeters checked, clock fine, fluid service. I mean, we have nothing to declare, so all seems good. Takeoff bug set anti-skid. Interestingly, the anti-skid has to be off. So okay, let's set the anti-skid off. Shoulder harnesses fastened. ATs and ATC clearance are set. For start or pre-start checklist complete. Let's do start checklist. Parking brake is set. Beacon on. Packs and duct pressure. Packs off. We've got enough pressure, and that's great. All right, let's start. Starting 2. And introduce the fuel. Fastest boarding and deboarding for the passengers in their entire life. I mean, this is a very good airline, you know. And the engine is stabilized, starting 1. There's 20%. Introduce fuel. I mean, it has to be a little bit slower than this. Alright, 2 good starts. This goes to flight, and we do this. Alright, flaps 1, 2. Trim in position. Anti-skids on. Pre-taxi, NTIs off, door lights out, cabin report is received. Taxi checklist, yacht amper instruments set, controls. They seem free. All's looking good. Weight and balance, that's all fine. Speeds 34, 35, 39, exactly the same. Anti-skid on, takeoff departure briefing as before. Cockpit door locked. Start lever Z10, jams on. Air conditioning packs on, set to flight. Ignition on, APU off, recall checked. Taxi checklist complete. Alright, let's get going. Takeoff config check, that's good. All clear on the left, all clear on the right. Alright guys, second attempt. If this one doesn't work, I don't know. I don't know, we'll come back to land and that's gonna be it. Niels, no Thales or Honeywell Primus? Get the... Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? 135 on heading. Alright, the brakes are good, of course. And all's fine. Niels, while the B732 is perhaps a little too old for me, it's still a very tempting add-on. Niels, I highly suggest you to hear the first 16 to 17 minutes of this live stream where I go in depth about what do I think about this airplane and whether you should or should not get it and what problems does it have. All clear on the left, all clear on the right. Before you just jump on it, okay? Because its price tag is a little bit steep, and let's say the features that it has are not that steep. So beware, okay? It would be very, very. I would suggest you very much to check out the beginning of the live stream where I talk about this. I mean, we're supposing to start descent now. I thought it was just the high density, but nope. John Ray reminds me of the Captain Sim 737-200 back in FSX days. Oh yeah, I didn't fly that one, but I saw some videos. Definitely has some charm to it. Thales is Airbus fly-by-wire. Honeywell Primus, look up UPS A300 facelift upgrades, fully digital A300. Oh, okay. I see now. Clear left, clear right. And we are almost there, speed alive in this taxi. I mean, we are whatever airline it is right now. Vlad airline. flyjSim.com. Alright, so I'm just gonna revise the departure for myself. Straight out above 9,100 at 16 miles out, just where we got our DME. I hope the gear goes up. Right hand turn direct to the VOR. The VOR is on the fat needle, so fat needle, follow the fat needle. Climbing initially 16,000. Maximum 185 in the turn, then maximum 230 knots. Then climb to 240. Outbound course 243 from 108.6. That's checked. Alright. Cabin crew, get ready for departure. Let me just see if there's a no one there. Yep, no one. Am I on? Yes, I am. I'll watch the early part of the stream, but I'll still open to supporting a usually great dev. Yeah. So actually, I'm glad you said it like that. I believe that a lot of people who will purchase this airplane will be doing it more out of support for the developer than for the airplane. And one thing for sure, you'll have a lot of fun with it. When it works, it is really fun. Alright. At least I managed to brake slowly now. Nobody got hit in the face or got their face planted in the forward seat. Alright, let's see. Right side's all clear, left side's all clear. Lights on, strobes. No, that's fine. All set. Transponder to, whoops, to TARA. We'll get this to map mode. Tilt up, on. Takes a little bit of time sometimes to boot up. Above and below, please. And 114 is DPR. Bogota traffic, Avianca 8467, departing runway 14 left. Bogota traffic. Are you guys ready? No birds this time. Maybe it was the birds. I doubt it, but alright. Let's go slowly. Power up. Engine sim stable. Brakes released. Take off. Take off thrust set. Speed is alive.
80 knots.
Checked. I already feel the wind.
V1. Rotate.
Positive right. I don't hear the gear. Oh no, there it goes. Oh Jesus. Alright. For a second I thought we would be doing it all over again. Alright, we're up. Nice. Let's go. Past 9,100. Let's do climb. Climb is going to be 190. About there's 16 miles, right hand turn. To the VOR, about 270 on the heading. Oh, that was a bit too much. Just like that. I'll slowly drop the nose. especially with this wind gusts. Let's change to 1086. Alright, since the gear is up, and it's now confirmed, I'll get this off already. We'll get this off as well. And watch out, our speed don't want to exceed 185. Just about there, and keep it in the turn. Alright, beautiful. Let's go AP on, heading select, no Vorlock. 16,000 is on. Drop the nose. Get a little bit of extra EPR here. And let it accelerate. Good. We are doing it. Let's go flaps 1. 30 knots is right there, so 250, I'll set it here. Okay, we're doing good. 5 miles till the turn. Keep it climbing. I think we can go up next to 240, save some time, save some fuel. The faster we get there, the better. Flight level 240 is set. Alright, next VOR will be 117.3 from this one. Let's see, we have indication, yes we do. 3 miles to go. Lower the nose slightly so I can get the slats up. Slats up. Get all the lights off. Alright, let's do left hand turn and manual heading select. 2, 4, 3. Accelerating, that's nice. And after takeoff checklist. Pressurization. It's working, ignition off, APU off, lights off, gear handle up and off. No lights, no lights. Wing. Flaps are retracted after takeoff checklist completed. So I guess I just read the checklist. I didn't actually think through too much. That's complacency for you. Or that's single pilot operations for you. Alright, very good. We're doing very good now. At 30 knots. Climbing nicely with a good power setting. Drop the nose just slightly. So keep climbing with a higher speed till Camas. From Camas to the VOR and then onward to the route. Our outbound will be 231. Let me press select it here so I don't forget it. 231 is set. Almost on the course here. 37 miles to next VOR, 6 miles away from this one. Midway, we're going to switch over between them, and then we'll do the same on the other one. Alright, almost to 50. They're doing good. No idea what that was, but my best guess is that that was due to better pushback. Because it was literally the only thing I used differently on this live stream or previously. Okay, we are approaching transition altitude, so we'll set QNH standard. 1013 set. And set. Right, let's go Warlock. Doing pretty good. There's 18,000. And reading the same. Very good. Set with climb. Yes, climb. Whew. Time for the -1 bypass screeching. Absolutely. I think the sounds could have been better. But again, that's alright. They're not bad. The nose just a tiny bit lower, so we can keep with our 250 knots. Whew. I'm doing my own old-timer thing here with the Builds A300. Been a long time, still works okay. Oh, that's why you got your references. That's why. I'm looking forward to the 707 as well. I think that'll be an interesting airplane. Okay, power settings seem okay. Just drop it a tad towards the green area right there. Don't want to have an engine failure. Okay, cabin altitude right now seems to be doing a good job. Alright, I believe I could switch to heading. Switch this over. Should be on the same track basically. Let's go Warlock. And back on track we are. Cruise 195. So question is now it will also fly the airfoil labs 7% max when it's out. Yes, I'm actually very interested in their airplane. So I'd love to. I would love to. Absolutely. It's the most modern 737 out there. It's a very popular airplane. I think they're, at least from the pictures, they are focusing on what matters, like systems and so on. So I hope it will turn out to be a good airplane. Seatbelt signs off. Oh, and by the way, guys, I even forgot to mention this. So Pasto is on top of a mountain, and the runway, when it goes in map enhancement or ortho 4XP, was okay, but the apron was on a very steep slope down, and while it's kind of possible to use it, it was far from good. So what I did was I created a ortho 4XP patch, and I flattened the runway and the apron, so now everything seems alright. So if you want to get that, it is available for download on the description of this video. You can either download the patch or you can download directly the tile. The tile is done in ARC, zoom level 16, and it is, yeah, this altitude capture sucks. Let's do an authentic one. Yeah, so you can download the tile, or you can get the whatever, the patch only to make your own thing. Right, 5 miles till the VOR. Switch to manual heading select. Outbound course 231. Very minimal turn. And next frequency is 116.9, I believe. There's a cone of confusion. Let's do a slight turn. And get on it. It's a bit bumpy, but not too bad. I'll keep the seatbelt sign off. Get the turbulence setting to on. Very good. Let's do 185 on the EPR. We are on our cruise setting, and actually right now it did a good job. Look at this. Interesting. It actually set the 8,000 as I wanted. Very interesting. Alright, but we need to start preparing ourselves for the approach because this is a short flight and a lot of work is required. So right now let me grab the weather information for Pasto. And weather information states, oh boy, wind 107, variable between 080 and 150, visibility more than 10, showers in the vicinity of the airport, scattered 4,000, broken 8,000, temperature 23 QNH 1022, remark vicinity showers. /S, I have no idea what the /S means, but interesting. I'll switch to Warlock now. Right now just flying on the outbound. 240 on the flight level, and I have the next frequency 116. It's 116.3. Wrong frequency, 116.3. There we go, 181 miles. Good. Alright, we're set. We're set into cruise. We can breathe a little bit for like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, and then get going. Secretary, you missed it. No problem. So, will I fly the 737 MAX once it comes out? Yes, I'm very interested in that airplane. I think it's the most modern 737 that we have at this moment. And, I believe, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will be doing that. I also hope the cockpit is not too loud. I can lower it down a little bit, just like that. Maybe it will be slightly better. Let me know. Alright, synchronize the heading as best as I can. And that's it. Next course will be 230. We're doing good. I can actually power down even a little bit more to about 1.8 EPR. Alright. So, let's see what we will do. Wind at 100, a variable between 080 and 150, is not an amazing wind. It gives us a little bit of a tailwind component actually for both approaches, but mostly for the circling. Alright, so let's analyze what I wanted to do. So I wanted to do the circling approach for running 02. Pasto does not have a published visual circuit. It has actually any published approach for runway 02. The only one published is an RNP, authorization required, which well requires GPS autopilot capabilities. Basically, it requires a modern airplane, something like a 737 or an A320, and not all of them can do this. So yes, this is what you basically have to do this approach. So instead, what we'll be doing is we'll be conventionally arriving to our initial approach fix, which is the Mercaderes VOR. We are already on an airway that will lead us to there, so it is very convenient because we can base our descent on the VOR. We need to be there at flight level 120, and from there we'll do the approach. We'll be going on the track 213, we'll be joining the localizer initially, then capturing the glide slope for the ILS. We'll be descending to the circuit minimus, and we'll be doing the visual circuit. Now, for the visual circuit, I will have to see how is the weather, because we require visibility 6,000, worst case scenario requires 8,000 feet. So, sorry, 8,000 meters visibility. We should have that, so it should be okay. But I'm not sure about the wind. Like, the wind is the most critical thing. If the wind changes completely, and it will be perfect for runway 20, which it almost already is, we'll be going for runway 20, and we'll have to do the circling on another day. If the clouds are gonna be okay, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. I'll try to do it, and I will do it the way that I basically got to know the scenery. So we'll be using the higher minima of 8,720. We'll be leveling off at 8,800, and I'll visually maneuver in the valley. I'll be not doing the circling procedure that it is like described with timer and so on for this time, because I didn't practice it and I didn't gain all the visual references for it. So yes, this is what we'll be doing. All right, so this is quite a lot of workload because we're coming out of 9,000. We're starting our descent. We're just losing essentially 200 feet on the glide slope, and from that point onward, we're braking off to the right because the circling is not authorized to the east. Of course, there is a lot of terrain on this side and no space for you to maneuver, and we're basically braking off to here. We're gonna pass exactly over this part right here as they do in real life, and then as we are about in this area, I'd love to have a visual chart on this one, but we don't have it. Oh, actually we do have it. So we pass right here, and about on this point I establish a descent rate of minus 1,000 feet per minute and about a 10-degree turn, continuous turn that will put us out over this valley right here, this incredible valley, and align ourselves with the runway. A couple of important things. When we're going to be entering the valley about here, we have to be at 7,200 feet. If we are a little bit higher than 7,200 feet, we'll be too high, and it'll be difficult to recover. Also, the pathways on this airport, they are a little bit weird. If you go with the 2 whites, 2 reds, you end up a bit low for my taste. So we are aiming for 1 red, 3 whites. I feel like that's the one that gives you the best rate. So anything between 2 whites, 2 reds and above. If we see 3 reds, that's almost a go around or a very, very unstable position. Okay, so that's it. In case of mist, what we'll do, we'll basically proceed and we'll be joining the other mist approach. Whoops. So we'll be doing a mist. I'm going to have to pre-select it, radial, or in this case the course 035, sorry, 035, which is going to lead us to the VOR, and we'll be intercepting this and heading onwards to the VOR, enter the hold, and then proceed and either do an ILS or not. It will be depending on the weather. So we'll see how that goes, okay? But yeah, this is what I want to do. I practiced like 6 or 7 times this approach. So I think I can do it. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, so transition level 120. MSA will be 16,000 because we'll be maneuvering on this top area. Missed approach, turn towards the runway, left hand turn heading 010. Oh, correction. Actually, I can just look at this. Yes, left heading 010 to intercept the course 035. We'll have this pre-selected. And that's basically it. We'll use a semi-automated mode of approach. So what I'll have basically is I'm going to be leveling off of 9,000 here, intercepting, manually leveling off, turning by the heading, then maneuver heading in, and once I'm about there, I disconnect the autopilot and I hand fly the rest of the approach, as they would do in real life, probably. Or we can disconnect earlier, and we'll see. It is probably going to be quite challenging. There is no forecasts for this airport, and the runway is short, so if we don't land on the runway markers, it's gonna be bad. And because I fixed the runway now, if we overrun the runway, we actually go down the literally go down the mountain on the other side, because it's a steep slope. We got lucky the other time because it doesn't have a flat terrain after the runway on both sides. It's literally just a steep slope, and you nosedive, and it's not good. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. John Ray, is this auto or map enhancement? This is map enhancement. For radio only, nothing better than Philly 747-200, my favorite. Mate, I can agree with you. I think it's the best airplane that there is right now. The problem with the Phyllis is only one. You cannot fit it on airports like this. And yeah, and this is, I believe, the volcano that's erupting right now, so it's incredibly tall, incredibly high, and luckily we don't have a volcanic ash cloud, otherwise we'll be probably doing some vectoring to the left of the volcano, since the volcano cloud is coming toward the right. Or maybe actually from this position we could just simply overfly it, since the cloud was until flight level 220, I think the SIGMET said. Let's check it. Let's check what the SIGMET said. Flight level 190, so yeah, we're definitely fine. Okay, another thing we have to do is we have to calculate our top descent. Luckily, because our approach is based on the VOR, Mercaderes, we can just aim for flight level 120 at Mercaderes. So we are 24, 24 minus 12 is 12, 12 times 3 is 36. 36, I'll add at least 10 for deceleration. And that will give us 46. And just because of that, I'll do 48, okay? Just because I think this airplane is quite slippery sometimes, and it's a little bit overpowered, perhaps, but I don't know. 48 miles from Mercaderes, we're gonna start our descent. And that's not too far, actually. We're already midpoint on both VORs, so how about we switch over? Let's go man heading select. I don't even need to do heading select, we can just keep it 116.3. Adjust this to 230, just give it a heading to the side. And I'll wait until it fully intercepts, and then we'll get going. Since we already spoke about a lot of the stuff, let's also do V-card landings. We'll do flaps 30, of course. Bugs will be set. Okay, I did set that, stand by. That's it. And I'll be setting this here on the approach about there. Okay, good. What else? Auto brake will be maximum, and even auto brake maximum kind of is not enough for this runway. I feel like you have to go there and manually brake. You probably will be fine, but still it's kind of like a little bit. So yeah, you can fit it if you don't care about the regulations. Cooler, that's a cheat code. That's a cheat code. Okay. Since we have talked about a lot of the stuff already, how about we just run through the arrival briefing, make sure we haven't forgotten about anything, about any items, about any contingency plan, whatnot. I mean, I don't think there's actually a contingency plan, but since we are... I mean, contingency plan could be to the IFR weather, but we'll keep ourselves out of the IFR weather. So yeah. Okay. Let's do an arrival briefing, guys. You ready? I'm ready. So far, status is all okay. The gear went up. I now hope it will go down. Otherwise, I'm actually not sure whether this airplane has the emergency extension simulated or not. Doesn't look like, so should be somewhere on the ground, right? It's a door handle. It's a door panel right here, but it could be different on this airplane. Anyway, we're fine with that. So the weather. The weather is the most interesting part of this approach. That is, it's gonna be challenging, and it's gonna be challenging not because it's 7 knots variable. It's challenging because there is a lot of terrain around it, and there is a lot of up and down drafts all around the airport. So it will be hard to keep the speed. It will be hard to keep the rate of descent. But anyway, we'll be able to do it. NOTAMs are fine. Anti-ice, I don't think it should be required unless we get into some clouds. We'll use the terrain radar on. Top of descent will be in 48 miles from the VOR. I will be arriving directly over Mercaderi's VOR, and then do the ILS approach, runway 11-1 for the circling. Alright, to go around, we brief that. We'll basically turn left heading, first toward the runway, then left heading 010, intercept radial 035, course 035. Inbound Mercadero is climbing for level 120. The radio navs are set. Our alternate... what is our alternate? I haven't checked that actually. I believe it's Bogota, which is be a return... Never mind, it's not a Bogota, it's Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima. But our diversion fuel is 2.8, so we should be okay with that. We still have plenty. We'll be using, of course, flaps 30 for the better go-around. And auto brake max, reverse max. We'll have to do a backtrack. It's a short airport, and with only 2 exits, Alpha, no, actually 3, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, and we'll have to backtrack right here. Special considerations, I think we already kind of discussed about all of the weather considerations, yeah. Terrain considerations, all of that. Basically, if it's visual, it's going to be cool. If it's not visual, it's not going to be cool. Yeah, we're going to be coming here. And, yeah, descent minus 1,000. Correction, 1 red, 3 whites. That's what I'm aiming for. That's about it. No overweight, no lost comms. Anything else? Please let me know in the chat if you have any questions. For me, the briefing is complete. Alright, and just like that, we already are 61 miles from the VOR. We're doing very good. One thing that I did not set is the landing field elevation. That's basically 6,000 feet. So it's actually 9,058. We'll do 60 then. So that's all set. That's all set and done. We have 8 miles till top of descent. Let's reset for 12,000. And now I really want to go to the bathroom. No time for this. Seatbelt signs on. We're getting a bit of a drift here from the wind. 230, get the ILS ready. It's going to be 213. So I can remember 213 and ILS will be 110.7. Descent checklist. Landing box set. Shoulder harness fastened. Recall checked. Pressurization is set. Descent checklist complete. Time of the truth. I wonder, did Rodrigo already land? Yeah, probably he did a long time ago. Alright, 49 miles. There's 48. Start power down. Remove altitude hold. Already out. And let's pull the nose down. We're looking at about minus 2,000 almost. Just about there. Power twaddle. Unfortunately, all ortho imagery have a lot of clouds on the mountains because I believe it's kind of almost impossible to not have clouds in the satellite pictures because they are basically almost always there. Probably not impossible, but quite difficult. Interestingly, we did not get an off-schedule descent this time, which makes me very happy. And we're doing great. Power is on idle. We've got still 4,000 kilos of fuel. That's very good. Even a little bit more. So probably start our approach with about 4,000. Considering our diversion is 2.8. That's brilliant. And just for sake of it, diversion is Sierra Papa... No, Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima. Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima? Let me put that in. Where is that? Okay, that would be putting ourselves flying back, and that's Santiago de... No, wait, that's Alfonso Bonilla Aragon. No. Yeah, that's it. That's Cali. Okay, good. We would be diverting to Cali. And probably then, yes, flying around the clouds. We'll decrease just a tiny bit the rate of descent now. Let it bleed off the speed. Very good. Synchro power will always come down with gear or not. Yes, although I would probably prefer to go down on a different airfield and not there. Without the gear, I'll probably fly somewhere else with a longer runway and not so many mountains and not a dive down after the runway. If it won't come down, Vlad will be recreating Lot 16 then. Walney, I hope not. I hope not. We already got our first failure today. So I guess that would be enough. I guess that would be enough to me for today. We should fly Lot 767. Maybe Vlad will do an emergency on stream. I can do a couple of emergencies on stream. In fact, I wanted to practice for some. Damn, and these mountains are just crazy. They are huge. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alright, so minimus for us is going to be 8,800. From there, if we are visual, we'll be able to go. Otherwise not. And we'll be a little bit early stabilized. Once we'll be on the downwind, I'll go for the flaps 30. But on the descent, I'll get gear down flaps 15 and then flaps 30. Try to save a tiny bit of fuel. Alright, 15 miles to go. See, I'm on idle and the airplane does not want to descend. Sorry, to decel. That's alright. We're already 10,000 feet above the airfield, so let me get the landing lights on. Set the bugs 128, a little bit of adjustment here, but because this airplane is quite floaty, a very important one. Yeah, we're gonna have to use a little bit of speed brake. Is that full flight detent? Since we are approaching already, let me actually grab a QNH 1022. (1022) here, 1022 there. And I'll probably keep descending. That's checked. There are 5 miles till the airport. Yeah, I'm gonna set 9,000. We'll just keep descending. And outbound course will be 213. And go around will be go around will be 035. Set. Flaps 1. We go flaps 5. Keep the descent now. Want to go to 9,000. Now minus 1,000 per minute. Grab that outbound properly. Just about there. And get ready to switch for the localizer. I'll be at 9.8 miles. Alright, last QNH as well. 1022 set. We're good. Perfect. Set Warlock. We're doing good on the descent. Speed is good, everything is good. Approach checklist, altimeter set, lights set, no smoking, and belts are on. Ignition, let's get the ignition earlier, so approach checklist is complete. Okay, 5 miles. Get manual heading select, set already localizer course 201, ILS course 110.7, we'll be almost there, there it is. CDI is alive, just reduce a tiny bit the descent rate. Just like that, speed is good. And okay, the valley is all clear of clouds. That's nice. And we're almost on the localizer. So that's good. Let's go Warlock. And I'm not going to be setting I'm not going to be setting the glide slope to active. I'm going to track it manually. So I can just decrease the descent rate just by a tiny bit. On the localizer. 14 miles from the airport. We're doing quite good. Alright, I can see the visual area. That's gonna be good. Alright, let me see what X-Plane says in terms of weather. Let's assume we'd ask the ATC. How's the wind? 107 variable. Okay, I think we can continue. I'm gonna assume we can continue. Let's go gear down. Flaps 15, lights on. I want to keep 160 on the speed now. We are approaching 9,000. There's a bit of balloon because of the flaps. Keep descending. Oh boy, the speed bled off quite a lot. Alright, I can hear the gears noise, so that's good, and we got 3 greens. So that's nice. There's 9,000 feet, we are on the glide slope. Synchronize the heading. In fact, I'm gonna do a cheat code for me, and I'm gonna put the opposite course on the runway heading so I can remember. 021. 100 to level off, still on the glide slope. Speed is a bit low, correcting. Alright, let's do manual heading select. Actually, there's no point in heading. Let's do manual flight. There is 8,800. Brake off. Power. Don't descend much more. And let's try to keep 150. Alright, very good. And I'm gonna break off about 45 degrees to the right. That's a bit too much power. About there. Keep it trimmed. The runway's in sight. We still have the last step of the configuration and the checklist to complete. We climbed a bit, we'll need to recover. Alright, I'll switch this back to the VOR, just so I don't have the ILS set. Let's actually set 021. Okay, very good. Whoops. Back in the flying part. A lot of the up and down is not me doing it, it's the updrafts and the downdrafts. Alright, I'm gonna enter the small valley right here, fly over this, and then start to descend visually over the runway. There is the runway. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, now we're on 160, I like this, we're doing good. I also would not like to descend lower than 8,800. This is where you notice when you start banking, as you're flying manually, because of your lift component goes sideways, and the total lift component that's vertical decreases. You have to increase your angle of attack. It's very cool. Alright, let's start getting flaps 30. This is where we're going to get a little bit of a balloon. So adjust with angle of attack. The drag is going to be increasing anyway. So I'm keeping the power in. And the speed is going to decrease slowly. And we're now aiming for our VAP. Still climbed a little bit. Let's correct that. There we go. Now we are on the downwind. The runway is nice and inside. It's actually not that turbulent. And let's get towards our V speed. And get our airplane attitude as required. We are aiming for about 134. Actually 133, but anything close to 134, I'll be happy. There we go. And that's about it. Just keep the attitude, add the power. Will require a lot more power right now. Let's do a landing checklist. Speed brake, armed. Gear, down 3 green, flaps 30, no lights. Or green light. Yep. Alright, there is an updraft, quite significant one, and this is going to be the most hard part right now. But anyway, the checklist is complete. The missed approach is prepared, all the bugs are set. Speed is nice, we are stabilized. And from this point onwards, is just fly the airplane. And what a beautiful approach, I have to say. And you guys, as my trustworthy co-pilots, are going to be giving me callouts for the airspeed. So this is the mountain. So we fly a little bit outbound. There's a downdraft. Keep it steady. We're going to lose that VOR once we start descending. And I'm going to start descending. Just keep the power a little bit less. Let's aim for that minus 1,000. About there. Okay, let's start the turn. About 10 degrees, continuous turn. There we go. Just like that. Speed a bit low, correcting. There we go. Keep descending. Keep descending. And it looks like you're going to be crashing into the mountains, but it kind of works. There is an updraft. You have to keep descending. Otherwise you'll not be there. And this is going to be the most difficult part because of the wind change as well.
1,000.
Checked. Alright, we have to come out into the valley at 7,200. Remember guys, I told you this? So we are still a bit high. We need to come down a bit more. So I'll keep a little bit the descent rate for now. The speed is good.
1,000.
Starting to get there. This is the most difficult part. There's 7,200. Let's resume our descent rate at minus 1,000. And we are 1,000 feet over the aerodrome. We are stabilized. Oh boy, the updrafts. Just keep it minus 1,000. We'll be seeing the runway any moment. Okay, 1 red. Perfect. Just keep going now. About minus 1,000. 3 whites, 1 reds. This is what we want. Speed is good. I cannot believe how shaky this is. Alright, now we're getting a bit low. Correcting. There's an updraft. Oh boy, that was plus 10 knots. Holy cow. Come on, I want to get the 1 red.
1,000.
Just a little bit. Speed is still good. It's gonna updraft probably now. Just don't get too low. Speed, speed, speed. That was a bit low. Ooh.
300.
Okay, that's a go around.
150. 40.
That's a go around.
30.
Positive climb. Go around flaps. That was a very strong downdraft. Alright, gear went up with flaps 15. God damn it! That was so close! Stupid downdraft. Let's fly heading 010. Zero 035. Drop the nose. That was so close. Let's go for flaps 5. Well, fine, we'll get there. So we're looking at about 3,000 something kilos of fuel. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's keep going. Let's do a second attempt. We can do a second attempt. Why? I feel like this is not on... Yeah, this is not on climb. Alright, good. Let's go for flaps 1. I told you this is going to be a difficult flight. I'm not sure if it would have been a slammer, but yeah, I was trying to get to that one red and I wasn't able to do it. Damn. Alright. Oh, we're climbing to 12,000, don't worry. Let's go flaps up. Okay. Start to intercept. We'll keep the manning lights on. There's 10,000 feet and we'll fly 12,000 feet. Or actually, never mind, we have to change to... we'll have to change to standard. I'll change my altimeter only, because transition altitude is 11,000. Alright, Warlock. Armed. 1,000 to level, let's lower the nose. And I want 230 knots, so we're gonna start decreasing the power as well. Yeah, that wind at the end, that really was not nice. That was a very hard downdraft. I was pulling on it, the speed was going down, I was applying more and more power, and it was not doing it. Alright, there's 12. Busting it a little bit. Let's recover that. Just by a tiny bit. And oops, altitude hold. Alright, there is 230 knots. We are 11 miles out. Decrease the speed, save some fuel. Alright, the heading is synced. Whew. Alright, so what are we gonna do now? We're gonna do an entry for the hold. It's gonna be an offset entry, because from this position we can do an offset entry on a heading of 003 for 1 minute, and then I'll configure the airplane in the turn for the outbound, and we'll fly a new approach. Okay, we'll try to do a new circling. We still have fuel. Actually, not a lot of fuel, to be fair. I would have probably diverted right now, because we're approaching We are approaching 2.8, which was the diversion fuel. I know I added 200 kilos, but still. We'll do one more approach. This is 2.6. Alright, 6 miles to go. Flying nice. Alright. Drop to 124. Yeah, that was not cool. Or we can just play safe and do the ILS. So, what do you guys want to do? Before I'd probably play safe and do the ILS at this point because of the fuel and so on. And then this is the reason why we have to come back again here and land another time on a better day. Alright, man. I'll go 003. Yeah, I think I'll go for the safe option. Let's do the ILS. Safe landing. And we'll do a good job there. Alright, speed is good now. 3 miles for the VOR. Wait till we overfly it. So that's gonna be it. In this case, we have to change our minimus. Minimus for us is gonna be 6,840. I can use the glide slope mode, therefore. So that seems nice. Man, these passengers going to Pasto are having a hard time today. Broken airplanes, then missed approach, then, wow. Alright, there's the cone of confusion, and it's gonna change any moment, and we go heading select. Heading select. Enjoy a little bit the view, breathe a little bit for second approach. This is the fun part of this airplane. It's really nice to fly. But yeah, we'll play it safe. Alright, wings are almost level. Let's start the timer. We'll do 1 minute on the outbound. And our course is going to be 213. That's set. Do it in a helo. Ah, I see where you're going with it. No. Not this time. We will have, however, need to come back here sometime in the future. Barry, hey, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you didn't miss much. Well, you actually missed it a little bit because we had a gear failure. The gear didn't want to come up. Then we did a missed approach. And now we're going for a second approach. This time we're playing it safe because it's a little bit tricky. So we're going with an ILS. I mean, the ILS is gonna... Yeah, it's gonna be possibly the best option to us. Let's go flaps 1. Ignitions are on. And I'm aiming for 180 knots. Next altitude will be 9,000. Anticipating the CDI, but I think the wind pushed us out quite hard. Let's see if it does it or not. CDI is alive. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. It will be good. Let's go flaps 5. Alright, there's 180-ish approaching. This is what I want. Perfect, that was very good. Let it get in a little bit more. Alright, 8 miles out. Yeah, fuel is approaching the lowest. No, use Concorde. Now use Concorde. No. Not this time, so there will be a Halo stream. Hell yeah. You smart guy. We'll get there eventually, maybe, possibly, who knows. Here are your pills. Are you giving them to Bella Gastel for the Hilo? So he gets cured? Not gonna lie, helicopters are a cheat for any sort of approach. You can just casually stop mid-air and you can land perpendicular to the runway. Yeah, see? So we cannot do that here. Alright, 4 miles to the VOR, we're pretty much stabilized. Yeah, there's quite a bit of wind pushing from that side right there. 19 knots. It wasn't bad though. Well, we'll have to come back again here next time. Probably with a newer airplane. I guess I suck. Maybe. Maybe I suck. Who knows? 110.7 is set. Courses are set. All is ready. Alright, approach checklist was complete. We didn't require that. Alright, let's start descending. At about minus 1,000 feet per minute. Just like that. Very good. And QNH will be set again to 1022. Let me see if there's any weather report. Wind now states as 1206, variable 190 and 180. Yeah, this is definitely for runway 20. We're definitely going for runway 20 this time. Let's go bar lock for a second. So 035, I'll leave the 035. I don't need the pills, I can hover pretty well, but I don't know who does it. I don't. Not sure. Now excuse me as I casually fly backwards while looking at you peasants forced to maintain positive airspeed. How about if I fly an airship? What if I fly an airship? That'll be maximum cheat code as well. Alright, let's set 201. 201 please. Just like that. And we're flying good. We just recheck the speeds. We have 126. This airplane does fly quite a lot, so localizer and glide slope both alive. I'll just decrease a tiny bit the descent rate. And let's go VOR lock. And let's go approach. Glide slope is armed. Synchronize. Let's check, we need to set the missed approach. At this point there is no point because we're already on the glide slope. Glide slope is captured. 14 miles out. $1,680. Correction, 1,840. Let's go gear down. Flaps 15. Speed brake arm lights on. Skip about 150. Engine is really slow to respond. We're looking good now. 10 miles out. No one online. It looks very nice though, with the volcano and all that stuff for the approach. Beautiful. Airships sound cool. Oh boy. Alright, let's go. Flaps 30. Set the go around. Prepared. Landing checklist. Speed brake armed gear down 3 green, flaps 30, green light. Landing checklist complete. We are right on our diversion fuel right now. Right, the speed is good, we're stable. It's still very bumpy. Holy. Holy, holy. Now look at that speed. Speed, 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 speed. And recovered. And now we'll go up, and I'll pull down the engines, and then I'll have to pull them up again. Alright. Good. Oh boy, did you see that? Almost 10 knots increase. Alright. I'm just quiet, I'm concentrated. We are 1000 stabilized. 100 to minimus. Minimums. We'll continue. Autopilot off, let me get a feel of the airplane. Oh wow, this one looks sketchy as well, to be fair. I was not expecting. Not as sketchy as the other one, but still sketchy. Speed. That gust. And no floaters on this one, guys. It's gonna be a hard landing. I don't care. Oh my gosh, this gust. Managed to hold it though. Oh, not again. Okay, I managed to keep one white.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers. Holy cow. Speed brakes were deployed. There's 60 knots, reverses out, manual braking. Holy. Welcome everybody to Pasto. At least we didn't run over the runway. Oh my god. This was intense. Whew. Speed brake. Retract the speed brake. Do a turnaround. And the runway is a little bit wet. Alright, after landing please. Flaps up. We'll keep the transponder for now. We'll get the weather 2 off. Disengage all the unnecessary lights. Start the APU. Ignition's off. And trim is 5 units. That's good. Oh my god. Oof. This is hard. This is hard. I'm gonna watch this replay. I want to see this replay. I want to see the go around as well, because that go around was quite close. IP is running. Fantastic. Oh, and even the sun came out. Happy end. Happy end for this live stream. Very nice. Alright, let's vacate this. Oh, this one. Ooh. So let's park to this one, why not? Strobes off. Alright, parking brake is set. APU gens on. Engines off. Seatbelt signs off. Pumps off and anti-collision. We'll do this, 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 and this. Disarm the auto brake, of course. Blocks checklist, start levers cut off, seatbelts off, exterior lights beacon off, brake set, pumps off, APU on, and the rest will leave for the first officer. Let's get doors with the air stairs. Oh, guess what? We're still pressurized. Yes, we... It doesn't want to open because we're pressurized still. What if I turn off the pack? Will it do it? Yes. Very nice. Okay, I'll keep it on the APU for now. Get the air stairs. You can actually extend the air stairs by this window, which looks very very low res because of my settings. But yeah, Barry, it will not open. It's locked because the cabin is pressurized. Oof, very nice. Okay, we are on the ground. We are safe on the ground. Holy moly. That was a nice parking job, I think. Yep, look at that. Look at that parking position. Alright, let's watch a replay. Let's watch a replay. Let's watch the replay. So, shift 2. That downdraft at the end was really scary, I must admit. Ah. Pilot induced us. No. PIA? I have no idea what PIA is. On the markers. Good job. Thank you. Synchrotron, can we actually use that weird little glider with propeller from X-Plane 12? Yeah, we can. We can. I actually use it all the time to test scenery because it's very quick to load. Airplayed it to my TV while trying to fall asleep. John Ray. Well, this is one intense video to watch to get you asleep. I hope that's fine. On the markers. Okay, from the outside it did not look that bad. It was firm, but I do not care. Let me watch that again from a little bit closer. Look at that windsock. Actually has a bit of a tailwind component here. Wait, let me see. Let's watch the airplane sink. Look. There it goes. There it goes. There I am trying to compensate. I catched it, but it was like very close. And then the difficulty is as you compensate, try not to overcompensate. Oh, that was fine. And right on the markers indeed. Okay, let's see if we can watch the go around. It will probably unload the entire scenery. But nice, it loaded it quickly. Man, this one was so close. It was so close. We got out of that turn exactly where we were supposed to be. But that downdraft very near the edge. That was... Yeah. I'm coming here with the Chieftain. Great approaches. Josh DeLua, actually coming here with the Chieftain is gonna be a very, very nice, a very, very nice thing to do. Because the Chieftain is a little bit slower. It's a smaller category. I want to get closer. And there goes the missed approach. I mean, I could probably have saved it, but yeah. Let's see it from here. I don't think the sound is anything special, but still. What airport was this again? I would love to fly the approach. This is Pasto, Sierra Kilo Papa Sierra. Pasto in Colombia. The engines are so hilariously tiny. Absolutely, they look like a cigar. And that's the go around. It was so close. And the flaps are not. I have to put the flaps to full for them to work properly. Alright, let's do a... Oh, that was actually quite epic. Alright, let's move it again for another attempt. And perhaps I will leave it... I'll leave it from here. I'll leave it from here so you guys can watch the approach. Anyways, guys, the link for the scenery or for the patch for Ortho 4XP is on the description. You can enjoy it there. Actually, you know what? Let's leave this with this view, since we'll be able to see the reverse buckets opening. You can download it there. Have fun flying this approach. We're definitely coming back here again to do the circling sometime in the future with perhaps a slightly newer airplane. I don't know. I'm sure I could do this approach with this old airplane, but the wind was just not helping today, and you guys saw the airspeed was just fluctuating a bit too much. No matter how I was trying to compensate, even on this ILS, it was very critical until the very end. So yeah. Anyway, this was cool. In fact, I want to see the landing from here, and then I want to just leave it at the parking position, because I think that'll be cool. So yeah, I hope you you still enjoyed the video. It is really, really steep. You can hear the engine just spooling down, spooling up, still spooling down, spooling up constantly. Pasto with A. I don't know what pesto is. Is that a food? I think it's a food. Now we're close. And boom, there's the runway. Yeah, I completely take that landing all day long. All day long. We'll be back here. We'll be back here without a doubt. And for sure. Oops, need to exit replay mode. And unpause it. And then I'll just leave it like this. Guys, this is the 737-200. It's not a fantastic airplane, but it's also a very fun airplane. I hope the FlyJSim developers will keep updating it, because it has incredible potential. And it's very, very, very fun to fly. So, until then, we'll do all the rest. Thank you very much, guys, for all your support and for being on the stream. I hope you enjoy this. I wish you a great start of the weekend. We'll be seeing you on Sunday flying the Chieftain, since it now sounds amazing in my opinion. So, by the way, there is a poll right now happening for where we'll be flying. There is Alaska, Canada, Costa Rica, and Australia. So go there and vote for it. And we'll fly there. We'll put Chieftain to work. We'll go to some gravel strips. We'll get some proper, interesting flying with it. So, yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great start of the weekend. Thank you for all your support. You guys are awesome. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, and Barry, sorry. Next time, can we fly to Komodo? Let me take a quick note here. Komodo. Watto. Watto, I guess, is the code, right? The ICAO code. I'll check it out, alright? Thank you very much. Cooler, thank you for the chaos. It was proper fun, but I think we did a good job. I mean, the only thing I messed up on this stream was honestly not noticing earlier that the gear was not up. Anyway. We always learn. We always learn. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.